I won't say a waste of time, I don't know what that was, Of course, I wish all those plays connected, it's football. It's not going to be perfect all the time.
Bailey have one.
I got a lot of trust with those guys. Those guys been here since OTAs and since minicamp. They've been doing it.
Breaking news straight out of Cleveland, and this one's shaking the whole locker room. The Browns camp just got a whole lot louder after Jeudy finally broke his silence, and man, he didn't hold back. The star receiver jumped straight into the storm surrounding the team's quarterback situation and dropped a truth bomb that's echoing across the league. Out of nowhere, Judy went all in for Shedeur Sanders, backing him up with full confidence while throwing shade at Kevin Stefanski for the way he's been handling things. He didn't mince words either. Judy said he's flat out confused why the Browns keep hesitating to hand Shedeur that QB1 role, especially now that Joe Flacco's out of the picture. The whole city feels that tension building like a ticking time bomb. Fans are fired up, players are side-eyeing each other, and Stefanski's silence is just making the fire burn hotter. Every snap, every practice rep, it's turning into a bigger headline because Judy just forced the conversation everyone's been avoiding. The Browns' locker room isn't calm anymore. It's electric, unpredictable, and one wrong move could send it spiraling into full-blown chaos. And Judy, he wasn't finished. He doubled down, making sure nobody could twist his words. He said Shedeur Sanders and Gabriel have been locked in since OTAs, showing up early, working harder than anyone, and leading by example. Judy said point blank that Shedeur's been setting the tone for the whole squad, and that kind of dedication deserves.
These are young players that you're so invested in their development, so I'll let the week play out and make a decision later.
Respect. He's already proven he can be trusted when the game's on the line, when the lights are brightest, and the pressure feels like it could crush anyone else. Judy made it crystal clear, when that moment finally arrives, when Shedeur Sanders gets his shot, he's gonna show the world exactly why he deserves that starting spot. Judy said Shedeur's got the full package. The accuracy, the vision, the mindset, and the leadership that the Browns have been starving for. He's not just another talented kid, he's got that cold-blooded edge, the type of calm that flips chaos into control. Judy believes Shedeur's drive and focus could be what finally carries Cleveland out of its endless quarterback curse. When reporter Mary Kay Cabot brought up Shedeur's bold...
He been doing a good job, just understanding the plays, doing whatever the coach asks for him, and he been doing a great job of just being a pro and, doing what he need to do to be able to, once he get his chance, to take advantage of that. So, that's all we could ask for him to do. Once he get his opportunity, just take advantage.
Comments about being ready to play, Judy didn't hesitate for a second. He doubled down. No deflection, no nerves, just full support. He said confidence like that doesn't come from ego, it comes from grind. Judy said Shedeur's been locked in with that playbook, studying every page, learning the system like a coach, and mastering every snap like he's already been in the league for years. He's been in early, staying late, breaking down film, and earning every ounce of respect the hard way. That's why Judy doesn't see anything wrong with Shedeur speaking up, because when you've worked that hard, you've earned the right to talk with confidence. He said it plain and simple. When a player puts in that kind of work, that hunger shows. Myles Garrett's right there standing beside him. Full support, no hesitation. The Browns' defensive powerhouse gave major props to the young quarterback for his focus, his work ethic, and his absolute obsession with getting better. Garrett said Shedeur's commitment goes way beyond what's considered normal. It's different, it's rare, it's the kind of dedication you can't fake. He called Shedeur that guy, the one who's in the facility before sunrise, already studying tape while most players are still wiping the sleep out of their eyes. And when the day's over and the lights start to dim, Shedeur's still there, last one out, still grinding, still perfecting his craft like the game never sleeps. But it doesn't stop there. Garrett said Shedeur even showed...
Stefanski stays in charge, it's going to be over his dead body that Shedeur's going to play a snap this year. As I've always said about Gabriel, I think he's a little better than Tua. Built stocky like Tua, nice arm, accurate, but he ain't Shedeur. Shedeur is very special to me. If Shedeur were starting right now for the Cleveland Browns, I think they'd be the talk of the league because they did just beat the Packers because they have the #1 defense in the National Football League. If you gave Shedeur Judkins in that defense, I guarantee you he would be lighting it up because he was born and raised to be a starting quarterback in the National.
Goes up to the coach's office is uninvited, asking what more he can do to level up and separate himself from everybody else. That kind of drive doesn't come from pressure. It comes from passion, from a deep love for the game that only real ones have. And make no mistake, Garrett didn't just toss out a lazy compliment. He went all in, making it known that his respect for Shedeur Sanders is real. He said Sanders has earned every ounce of respect through pure effort, laser focus, and a mindset that screams, built for this. Garrett didn't stop at praising Shedeur's work ethic. He went deeper, talking about his maturity. He said it's rare, almost unheard of, to see a young player handle this kind of spotlight, pressure, and non-stop media noise with that much calm and confidence. Garrett said Shedeur's approach to the game shows a level of discipline and focus you usually only see in seasoned veterans, the kind of mentality that deserves recognition, not resistance. He made it clear that Sanders isn't just out there throwing passes. He's studying, leading, and carrying himself like a franchise quarterback before he's even been given the title. But despite all that love and backing from respected leaders like Myles Garrett and Jeudy, head coach Kevin Stefanski still won't hand him the reins. Stefanski keeps acting like playing Shedeur is some kind of gamble, trying to sell everyone on the idea that he's managing things carefully. But everyone in that locker room can see what's really going on. Hesitation. Week after week, Stefanski's choices scream caution over confidence, fear over faith, and it's starting to rub players the wrong way. He keeps bringing up Shedeur's age like it's some big issue, saying he's too young to handle the pressure. But here's where it makes no sense. Stefanski's out there giving snaps to Quinshon Judkins, a guy who didn't even get a full training camp under his belt. The contradiction couldn't be
veteran. What's impressed you the most on how he's approached the game?
The time he takes, showing up early. Coach's office is easily seen when you walk in the building. And, almost every morning you see him in there, talking through plays, talking through schemes with coach and making sure he's ready for this moment when he gets
louder. That's exactly why people around the team are scratching their heads and whispering behind the scenes. If Judkins can get a real shot despite the odds, then why can't Shedeur Sanders be trusted to do the same? What's holding Stefanski back? Dan Orlovsky came out swinging. No hesitation, no filters, just straight fire aimed right at Kevin Stefanski and the Browns front office. He said it's downright disappointing, even embarrassing, that Shedeur Sanders hasn't been named QB2 yet, especially when there's no real competition standing in his way. Orlovsky didn't sugarcoat a thing. He called it exactly how fans see it. Confusing, frustrating, and flat-out disrespectful to a young quarterback who's done everything right. He said, "What are the Browns even doing?" and demanded answers straight from ownership about this so-called plan they hyped up before the season kicked off. That plan was supposed to give both Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders an equal shot to battle for the team's future, to let the best man rise based on performance, not politics. But now, it looks like management has completely lost the plot, wandering around in circles with no direction and no accountability. Orlovsky ripped into their decision-making, calling it inconsistent, confusing, and borderline careless. He said it feels like the team's direction is being made up on the fly, like there's no real vision for what this offense is supposed to become. And he didn't just hint, he went straight for the jugular, saying Stefanski's cautious, stubborn attitude is holding the Browns back from evolving. For a moment, it felt like Orlovsky was voicing what every frustrated...
Not Shedeur. I do think it's disappointing. I do think it's a question of why not? What is... We've gone through this. Okay, Gabriel, if it's not Shedeur, because we know it's very much so pointing to the future in Cleveland, what's going on that Shedeur hasn't done enough or shown enough or displayed himself enough to be the backup quarterback in a season where we all know it's only about
fans been thinking that Cleveland keeps tripping over its own hesitation. That so-called plan they hyped up before the season was supposed to be the big promise, a fair shot for Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders to battle it out, earn their place, and prove who really deserves to lead this team into the future. But now, it looks like management completely lost control of the storyline. Dan Orlovsky didn't hold back. He said the Browns front office looks disorganized, indecisive, and straight up lost. Every move feels random, like they're making up the strategy as they go, and it's driving fans and analysts insane. And now the pressure in Cleveland is reaching its breaking point. The Shedeur Sanders situation has turned into a full-blown storm. Fans are furious, analysts are calling it out daily, and even players are starting to get restless. Everyone's demanding that Kevin Stefanski stop dragging his feet and make a real decision before this season spirals out of control. Those backing Shedeur aren't asking for any special treatment. They just want to see his talent unleashed, to finally watch the guy who's been grinding day and night actually get his shot. But if Stefanski keeps him glued to that bench, this mess won't be on Shedeur. It'll be on the Browns themselves. The blame's gonna land squarely on the organization for holding back a player who's done everything right and more. Every day they hesitate, the frustration builds, and the city's patience thins. The quarterback controversy in Cleveland has officially taken over the city. It's not just another football debate, it's the headline everywhere, the talk in in every bar, locker room, and sports desk across the country. Fans and analysts are laser focused on every move the Browns make, watching how this drama unfolds like it's a live reality show. Even with star names like Jeudy and Garrett publicly backing Shedeur Sanders, praising his maturity, work ethic, and leadership.
What happened? Mary Kay asked Coach Kevin Stefanski a key question, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't something vast. It wasn't something to the point of just listen to Mary asked her.
All of our guys feel like they're ready, Mary Kay.
So what she asked him was, how do you feel about, is Shedeur Sanders ready or not to play? She asked him that. What are his chances of playing? Is he ready or not? This man can never ask one question and get on right with it and just give the man his props. He can't do it.
Head coach Kevin Stefanski still refuses to pull the trigger and give him that QB one shot. The hesitation is getting louder, and people are starting to wonder what's really going on behind the scenes. Around the league, eyebrows are raised. Everyone sees it. Shedeur has done everything asked of him and then some. He's showing up before dawn, staying long after everyone's gone, grinding through film like a man possessed. He plays with poise, confidence, and that natural command that screams born to lead. His teammates trust him, the fans believe in him, and the energy shifts whenever he steps on the field. Yet somehow, Stefanski keeps hiding behind excuses about youth and experience, like those words still hold any weight in 2025. Meanwhile, players like Judkins, who didn't even have a full training camp, are getting real opportunities while Shedeur's still being told to wait his turn. That's where things start looking real shaky, real fast. The logic just doesn't add up, and the locker room knows it. If the Browns can take chances on others, why not on the quarterback who's already proven he's ready for the spotlight? The tension's building fast, and you can feel it in Cleveland. Fans are done with press conferences and empty promises. They want action. The pressure on Stefanski is sky high right now, and the entire league's watching to see what he does next. Because if this drags out any longer, it won't just hold back Shedeur Sanders' growth.
Always have to be mindful of our players and our players' development. And, I want to make sure that I'm always doing what's best for our players and, of course,
it could wreck the entire team's chemistry and future. At this point, the Browns have a choice to make. Either they get serious about progress or they keep wasting potential right in front of them. Shedeur's done everything right. He's earned his shot. Now it's time for the franchise to stop playing scared and do theirs. If the Browns keep dragging their feet, they're not just risking wins. They're risking their credibility as a franchise that claims to believe in player development. The ball's officially in Kevin Stefanski's court now, and how he plays this next move could shape Cleveland's future for years to come. Every choice he makes from here on out will be remembered, either as the moment he finally trusted his talent or the one where he let fear kill opportunity. So what's your take? Is Stefanski just being cautious, or is his stubbornness straight up costing the Browns their next big star? Fans are split, analysts are restless, and the league's watching every second like a soap opera with no commercial breaks. And now
he makes that call. Why? Because I want the last thing people to see. I want the last thing for people to remember is the mistakes and the sacks that happened, and not give him a chance to redeem himself. Because I think probably what would have happened, okay, we can't have Shedeur come in here and finish this 2-minute drive and go down and get a touchdown. We don't want that. So we're going to leave him on the sideline, so it leaves a bad taste in those mouths. So now there's nothing that they can say. There's nothing that they can say, because now you got a small sample size of him playing with people that are probably not going to be on the team, and their bio on Twitter going to say, former.
Now, with the Raiders reportedly sniffing around and showing serious interest in Shedeur Sanders, things could get wild real fast. Could Shedeur's future be shifting sooner than anyone expects? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with every football fan you know. It helps the channel big time. And I'll see you in the next one, because trust me, this story's just getting started.